welcome to this exciting playthrough where I've advised my team that I'm going to be running a goon into a sneaky sub navy play. Everyone's pretty excited. They're wondering what a goon is. It's a hovercraft unit, if you didn't know, and usually a hovercraft unit does not spell well for Canyon Sea, or any sea for this matter. It's a sophisticated plan, and I actually came up with this idea. I don't know if it was half a dream and then waking up this morning and I thought, well, I think I could make this work. And I can make it work because of the island play and the general distractions that's involved in this. Now, the first game I got to try out this with is a noob lobby. As you can see, amusedly, I've never actually played in a game where a 1 Chev beginner of 18 rank is the enemy team's red. So an ideal team to practice on. Not saying they're all bad players or anything, but I think red in the eco mightn't do the job they're quite supposed to do unless they're smurfing. It's one confusing thing that Bar does is they have this OS system where it sort of gives noobish OS people like 18 rank, where, let's admit it, they'd be lucky to have 5 regards their performance. So it does mess up the balance. The only thing is it isn't an unfair game because we've got Dark Law 97 in the noobish pond position. So I think it's relatively balanced, but we will see. I didn't find it was an unfair play completely. Oh no, we're up against a pretty good player in Geo, and the noob I think is the C. Yeah, so 3 Chev noob C. So I feel bad about this actually. I'm going to be honest with you. That's why I tend to do more traditional plays and things like that, because I mean this just feels bad, man. Sort of, but I'm so happy at the same time to be doing this. Because it's new, I'm going to refine it, and the other players are going to have to put up with it. I usually go goons from pond actually. I've incorporated that into my play, and sometimes it works really well, sometimes it sort of falls a little bit flat. It's about 50-50. What I did work on with one game though was trying to sort of go quickly into advanced vehicles and also really concentrate on my economy. One thing I did find out, because I was worried about an actual push from the enemy sea with the flagship, so I had some early plasma deflectors up. Geez, they're expensive. They're like almost 4,000 metal. So it really does hold your economy up. And also the plasma gun, which can theoretically fire at the flagships, right? For Cortex anyway, it's very effectual. Wow, most of the time it's shot over here and missed everything. Yeah, a couple of findings from that game. For this game, we can see we had some pretty bad wind at the start, so I've got down this solar. And I've tried to keep my commander up here to get that initial goon production underway. Then we go for a second constructor. The first constructor we've done early on, just to reclaim this, build these mexes. We don't want to waste any sort of metal here. Now I've sent my goons around this side. The reason being is, see, we're getting scouted. We always get scouted. Like pretty much, there's not a time I don't get scouted. The scout could be here, here, and we just want to catch them off guard. There's a scout over here. You know what they're not? They're not over here. So since our goons are so fast, they're sort of an expensive pawn of the sea. Alright, so I think I'm keeping a semi-eye on this. And yeah, this is a super high priority target as far as I'm concerned. Very expensive, and look, they don't get to finish that mex. And I couldn't attack that mex otherwise. So that will send them back so much metal. These tidal generators go down pretty quickly. We see the second constructor building these energy converters. The supporters can't come onto land. And we really do reach for the underbelly. It's one thing I've noticed about the open sea navy is they're super exposed to any sort of goon play. They never build laser towers, generally speaking. You know, they never have land units. So it is something we're seeing about the 5-minute mark now, a little bit after, and we're just absolutely demolishing this base. It wasn't much of a cost, it was 500 metal or so, maybe a touch more. We can see we're running at about over 400% efficiency. Yeah, we're pretty much stopped at the moment, so I've taken down all mexes, taken down these wind turbines. Very low economy for this player at the moment. So only 7 metal produced a second, which is the whole idea. That's excellent. On our side, we've reclaimed this metal here, we've built our mexes, we're building some extra energy production. Now what I've done is sent this commander down to capture this island and get some more metal production. So the one good thing about transporters not being able to get picked up in the T1 aircraft is pretty much Canyon owns this island as soon as we decide to put our commander down here. Even blow up a supporter along the way. Okay, we got scouted for sure. Interesting, they're building pincers. This could have gone horribly badly. Who's this from? All their pond all the way across here. Okay, so we're very lucky. I'm now sending down also a construction hovercraft, and I'm going to show you why that is soon. These pincers are just a little bit confused, like, what's this guy doing? Where's his base, bro? Okay, so they are going for a more traditional attack. Thank God, not against my soft underbelly. Quite a number of tanks. It's funny ponds come all the way across here, but I guess the other sea was too contested. Yeah, Shuriken's going to do so much. Look, the pincers are really good at shooting them down as well. Oh my God. I knew there was a drama in the base, but I didn't think it was this bad. This is a very large force. Really annihilating down the front line. Oh no. Oh, finally the commander's woken up. Whew. Saved by this Geo commander, perhaps. No, out of energy. Oh no. Oh, making a tzar. This is just too many plays being made is the issue. Finally. So we've produced 5 more goons just to establish a distraction and some map control at this current time while we do this sneaky subplay. See all the metal we've saved during this time as well? That's why I've brought down this construction hovercraft to knock out a few quick construction turrets with the help of my commander. We're also reclaiming the hovercraft platform. So finally getting back up to some economy at 28, which is actually pretty good. This has been ecoing up hard to try and match my economy. I think we can kill off better things than all this tidal generators. So again, we're concentrating on the construction ships, setting them back a heap from recovering from this attack. And why not another one? I think we killed ourselves there, so unfortunate. So they're expecting hovercraft now, and we've suddenly got these supporters coming in. A quick follow-up on that attack. Over here now to kill the build power. I think we really should have focused on this at the start. But there you go. I just saw a target of opportunity. So very close to killing all that off. But now we start up with the subs. So the key to this is just the constant pressure and distraction, meaning they don't even know where you're coming from. And because we had that big metal budget, we've been able to explode this really quickly. And of course they're going to run with frigates, riptides, they're going to run it with supporters. They've actually just started to build a destroyer, which is annoying. But we've got so many subs, a destroyer here or there should not matter. I'm also bringing up some herrings, just to push away air if they do bring over some torpedo bombers, and also for some scouting. Fortunately we're going to lose one sub here, but we took down a destroyer, so it's all good. It was very brave staying in the water that long, because these submarines punish commanders. 3 submarines is all it needs to take down a commander. In about 20 seconds. It's crazy. Hopefully we can reclaim this. This base is gone now. We've kept it on the back foot way too much. And that was so much easier knocking this player off sort of dead at the 13 minute on sea anyway, rather than doing a traditional naval battle. We see a play from our air, is it? Taking out their Geo. Oh, so close. So close. Are they going to do it? No! 400. 300. 400. Come on. Surely this... Yeah, this it's gone. Okay. It didn't explode like we all expected, but there you go. More traditional naval battle happening over this side, which we can tell just by glancing at it is lost for the enemy team. Look at this eco. Crazy. Just fitting it all in. We're still bombing. So the plan has been double air from our side. Oh, nasty. Now this time I do something I traditionally don't do, and that is build a amphibious complex. I'm trying to keep this build on the cheap rather than try to go flagships or anything too fancy. I'm really impressed with this noobish navy player. They're trying their hearts out. They've got a T2 bot. They're already getting some economy back. I've got a Legion bot lab. It's all happening. Meanwhile, we have like these things getting printed out in no time at all. Salamanders. This seems to be the new meta now, is to, not even this map, on glitters as well, is to get a heap of tremors and just coat the front line in fire when you want to sort of do defense on the cheap, as it were. I mean, you don't really want to walk into this, do you? Well, someone does. Centaur. Yep. Goes down. So we're at the 18-minute mark now, and we're starting to get onto the land and cause a bit of mayhem, which salamanders are ideal for, particularly before we get sort of countered by T3. Oh, this poor enemy navy player just absolutely annihilated on sea and land. We've got 7 now. The striders don't really help against salamanders, as we can see, or a group of them. And I finally take down this last constructor. Like, let's finish the job. Yeah, I don't think they have a unit left on the board. The Geo has got bomb to hell and back. They've done a really good economy. And they've got this advanced geothermal, I think, to re-establish themselves. Yeah, but they're about to get a bad day. So this is attack number 2 of the salamanders. I see this hazardous geothermal and I just go all in for some reason. Just couldn't help myself. So greedy. But look, it done the job for us. A couple of laggards now to get focused down. These marauders look spooky as under the sea, don't they? They're like little ships. So if that wasn't enough pain, now I've got the marauders. I think that's psychologically quite enough for the enemy team. So the vote has passed. It's a pretty quick 21-minute victory from our side, where we've been able to do a pretty novel play and exploit the enemy, I suppose, weakest player as fast as possible to put pressure on Geo as well and ensure that the enemy crumples overall as fast as possible. My next play would have been going maybe the super heavy tanks and having some AA. I think I still had salamanders here though, but I did have a couple of AA just to help us out and continually make sure we create a new front here. So it's going to put the enemy right on the back foot. And we can see we only would have got a flagship out now if we'd just sort of planned from it from the central part of the build, and which would only be starting to work on these players, where that's already wiped. So it's a better play. And honestly, the reason I done this play was simply because I was starting to lose these really simple standoff naval engagements where I was a little bit defensive, and for whatever reason the enemy would build like heaps of destroyers and I sort of couldn't break past it. So I thought, no, it's about time we put the other player on the back foot, and I improved my win rate on sea. Also, you may have noticed I've got a little kitten on the top of my widget here, and also you can see the OS ranks. So I worked out where it was. If you go to settings, it's usually on basic, right? And you go to interface, the option's not here. If you go to advanced, then you can show the open skill value. So if you want it on your own games, that's how you get to it. It's not at all straightforward how that's done. And you can also, that's your mascot there, is your cat. I've got a cute little cat, so maybe I can hack the game and put my cat's animation there. That would be really cool. But this kitty's pretty cute by itself. So hopefully you learnt something from my dream build, as it were. And really, it does have the potential to be meta-changing almost, because you have the ability from both sea players, rather than going any early sort of push of suppressors or anything like that, the fast boats, you can just use goons. And that way you're not exposed at all on the water. So you can just be attack, and sea control, and use that to establish a base anywhere. As long as you have a metal glut, and a few naval construction towers to really then burst on with. You should be able to establish a quick, say, submarine force, which is just, it goes ahead and destroys their base. Like, imagine if the enemy player had 3 destroyers, say, right? And for whatever reason, after all that pressure, they had 3 destroyers, okay? They would still struggle against my number of submarines. And because I'm rushing goons and I'm pressuring with hovercraft, right, defensive torpedo launchers do nothing. People know that. They're not going to build this, and that's the enemy of the sub. So the genius of the sub rush is to then basically make sure I can go into their base and just cause absolutely catastrophic damage, which they can't really recover from. Even if they have a destroyer or 2 up, that we're just going to roll over that with enough subs. And so that's the play right there. So go ahead and use it. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video and the drama. If you liked the video, send me a like or a comment just to tell me your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel so you can catch all the following videos. All right, thank you very much. See you next time.